Hello everyone, it is April and I am here today to do my February TBR. Let's get into it. We are creeping closer to 15,000 subscribers on this channel. And I am doing a $150 Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video, and like this video. Stick around until the end of this video and I'm going to get into more detail about the giveaway itself and how you can win. It is Black History Month. And I absolutely want to pick up a lot of Black authors in February. Last year, in 2020, 4 out of the 10 books that I loved the most, my top 10, were written by Black authors. And so I have so much excitement surrounding this month. I just think I'm going to read some amazing books. But I do need to get out of the way the one white guy I'm going to read. Like, I am planning to only read Black authors in February, other than this one book. And it just so happens to be our book club book, and that is Misery by Stephen King. So this is the book club pick for my Patreon book club. You can head on over and join us if you'd like to read this spooky, scary, disturbing book in February. This book, Misery, is about an author, a prolific author, who gets into a car accident in the middle of a blizzard, I believe. And he somehow survives. He is able to be rescued by a woman named Annie, who just happens to be his biggest fan, and she takes care of him and nurses him back to health, but she also keeps him there and asks him to write a book for her. And if he doesn't do it the way that she wants him to, she tortures him, is basically the premise. It sounds like a lot of fun in a disturbing kind of April way, my version of fun. And I can't wait to read it with all of my patrons. So we're going to be reading this white male author. The rest of the books I want to read in February are all by Black authors. I will say there are quite a few readathons going on around BookTube that I'm not going to participate in. Maybe I would be able to, but I just wanted to read these particular books. But I'm going to link a few of them below in the description box below. There's like Blackathon. I'm trying to remember the others. But Blackathon, I know Ashley over at Bookish Realm is in part hosting that. So there's lots of ways to get involved in Black History Month if you would like to. It's the perfect time to pick up some more Black authors. So I've got, oh my gosh, a huge stack here. I haven't counted. I just went to my shelves and grabbed. Let's begin with The Cutting Season by Attica Locke. This would be my first Attica Locke book. This book follows a woman who essentially manages an antebellum plantation turned tourist attraction. She manages this space, and there is a sugar field close by that has been recently bought by a corporation. And this corporation has fired all of its existing workers and has hired out illegal laborers to do the work. There's a lot of tension, as you can imagine, and a female migrant worker is found dead in a shallow grave on the edge of the plantation property. The police get involved. They're not doing the best job. And so our main character, Karen, gets involved and like puts herself at risk. And it sounds wonderful. I know a lot of people have really enjoyed Attica Locke. So I'd like to start here with her and see what I think myself. The next book is Silver Sparrow by T.R. Jones. I really enjoyed An American Marriage by her. It was a beautiful, beautiful book. And this follows sisters. They are not close sisters. In fact, I think they don't necessarily know about one another. So it follows two teenage girls, and their father is a bigamist. He has two families. One of them is his public family. One of them is his secret family. Now, I think the secret sister, one of the sisters, knows about the other and is not able to do things in her life because the other sister might be there. So she can't join, you know, she wouldn't be able to join a team if her sister was on that team, that kind of thing. And it is about their relationship. It sounds really interesting and very tense and uncomfortable. I've heard very, very good things about this one. So I'd love to read that in February. You know, it is also Valentine's Day. Now, you know, I very much struggled with love stories, but everyone has gone on and on about Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and there's a whole series of books that I could read if I do enjoy this one, but I thought I would start here. So this follows a woman named Chloe Brown who has a near-death experience, and she decides that she wants to change her life. In fact, she looks for some sort of teacher, and she knows just the man for the job, and his name is Red, and he and she, I believe, have a romantic relationship. It sounds kind of cute. Oh, it's a story about Black joy, and I'm kind of eager to read this. I could see myself picking that up like the week before Valentine's Day, maybe. Let's see. Next is a modern day classic. I would say is going to be a modern day classic, and that is The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. This follows a woman who is enslaved, and there is an underground railroad that is actually a railroad. So Colson reimagines what that looks like, and she tries to escape her terrible life. And I've heard, obviously, amazing things. I think this won the Pulitzer Prize. He's just stunning. After reading The Nickel Boys, I don't think he can do any wrong. Like, I am just enamored by this man. I'm so glad he's writing. So I'd be very surprised if I didn't pick this up for February. Next is a book that is on my list of books to read for 2021. This was a favorite of Grace over at GK Reads. This is Stay With Me. And I've been wanting to read this for years. I've had this on my shelves for years. And this follows a couple in Nigeria, I believe. And they're struggling to conceive. And it is part of a custom in Nigeria that the husband can take several wives. They as a couple have decided not to do that. However, his parents get really up in arms about the fact that there's no baby, and they pressure him to take another wife, and he does. And it is about what his first wife thinks of that, how she reacts. There's apparently a lot of twists and turns in here that you don't see coming, and I just think it's going to be fantastic. I just think it's going to be a 5-star read. So there's Stay With Me. I also would love to pick up this new release, which is called Yellow Wife. This is by Sadiqa Johnson. It just came out on the 12th of January, and this follows a Black woman who has been enslaved her whole life. Her mother is the estate's medicine woman and is very cherished on this plantation. And so our main character, Phoebe, has been told that on her 18th birthday, she is going to be freed. And so she has this to look forward to her whole life. And her 18th birthday comes, and instead of being freed, I think she is sent to a jail and has to survive. It sounds like it's going to be very difficult, very harrowing, but I've heard very, very good things. There's been a lot of good buzz surrounding this one, so I'd love to read that. Oh my gosh, so many more books. This is a favorite of Ashley's over at the Bookish Realm, and it was also sent to me by Saliha. I mean, I'm so lucky. This is White Rage, The Unspoken Truth of Our Racial Divide, and this looks at the history of America. I'm sure it could look at the history of many countries, but it looks specifically at the history of America and how white people have repeatedly and systematically worked it into the foundations of the country to keep white people up and Black people down, and how that has happened. And I just think I'm going to get my highlighter out and just mark this up. I think it's going to be very, very interesting, very hard to read, I imagine, but also incredibly important. So there's White Rage. Next up is a modern day classic that I haven't read, and I don't know why I haven't read it. This was sent to me by Louise. Thank you again, Louise, for sending me over Kindred by Octavia Butler. So this follows a Black woman who lives in the 70s with her husband, and she is very abruptly sent back to the antebellum South. So she time travels to the South, and there a white son of a plantation owner is drowning, and she has to save him. I think he is tied to her existence in some way, shape, or form. I think he's her ancestor. And she goes back and forth in time and has to adjust to being enslaved and what that's like. And it just sounds incredible. This is one of those books where I'm like, why haven't I read this yet? Like, what? Why? Anyway, maybe, hopefully, I'll do that in February. Oh my gosh, several more books. Well, 3 more. The next is The Bluest Eye. I mean, Toni Morrison is meant to be a gorgeous writer. I have not read her yet. I don't know if this is her debut, but The Bluest Eye follows a young girl who is Black, who is just wishing that she was white with blue eyes. The idea of beauty is basically blonde hair, blue-eyed white person. And this follows a Black girl struggling with this society's twisted, stupid idea of what beauty is, and struggling with her own, self-esteem because of that. And it sounds like it's going to be incredibly heartbreaking, and I'm going to get really, really mad. But I really want to read Toni Morrison. Like, I have Beloved on my shelves. I just think it's about time that I read some Toni Morrison. So there is that. 2 more. This next one is a favorite of my sister's. This is The Polished Hoe by Austin Clarke. He is Canadian, and I think he won the Giller Prize. Yes, it says he won the Giller Prize with this, which is a Canadian award. And this follows an older woman named Marie Matilda. She's living in the West Indian island of Bimshire, and she calls the police one night to confess to a murder. And we meet her sitting down with the policeman and her confessing what happened. I guess she murdered a man that she worked with, but she also knows the policeman. So I think they have had some sort of relationship. I've just heard incredible things about this. And so I would love to read The Polished Hoe. I'm sure my sister right about now is like, yes, I've been talking to you about that for years. So, and then last but not least is another thriller book. I've heard mixed things about this. It's meant to be like a retelling of Get Out, but a lot of people say that it's exactly Get Out. It's very mixed, very, very mixed. This is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. Now, Alyssa Cole has mostly written romance books about Black love. I have not read her before, so this would be my first. I think it's like a weird place to start with Alyssa Cole just because it is so different for her, but This follows a woman who lives in Brooklyn. She's a Black woman, has lived there all of her life, and all of a sudden the Black people in Brooklyn have started leaving, disappearing. All of her neighbors and white people are moving in. And it's really about gentrification of this neighborhood. And she starts wondering whether people, her old neighbors, left of their own volition, whether they had a choice. And she meets a white man who's meant to help her just figure it out. Anywho, it does sound like a lot of fun. It's been on my TBRs. I mean, how many times would you say it's been on my TBRs? I don't know. But I would love to read any and all of those books. Let's see how many I get to. I am also, I should say, all of the audiobooks I'll be listening to are also going to be by Black authors. I've just started listening to Loverman by Bernardine Evaristo, about a Black man who is married to a woman. However, he is in love with his best friend who is a man, and it's so good so far. So far, so good. I'm really enjoying it. But yes, I'll continue along with different audiobooks depending on what I can find, but they'll all also be written by Black people. I am so excited. Let me know in the comments below. Are you participating? Are you trying to pick up more Black authors? I cannot urge you enough to do that, because again, I mean, I feel like so many of the best books that I have read, at least last year, were by Black authors. So I wish you luck. Let me know in the comments below what Black authors you're hoping to pick up this month. I'd love to hear, and what books from them you're going to pick up. Hope you're doing really well, and I will chat with you soon. Bye, guys. All right, with 15,000 subscribers just around the corner, this is your chance to win a $150 Amazon gift card. It's in Canadian because I am Canadian. And I hope that one of you will be able to buy all sorts of lovely books from your wish list with it. Now, in order to win, you need to first be subscribed to this channel, like this video, and also leave a comment in the comments below. After we hit 15,000 subscribers, I am going to pick a random video, randomize the comments, and pick a winner. So the more videos you watch, the more comments you leave, the more chances that you are going to have to win. Good luck to all of my bookish friends out there.